In this video, I'm sharing some Christmas DIYs made with wood, as well as some other easy Christmas decor. It's Mindy, and let's get started. This first DIY is a simple greenery wreath, and you'll need a wreath form. A wired one works well for this, a green garland, some greenery picks. I use 10, I think 10 to 12 should work depending on the size, and some wood beads. To start, you want to tie on the green garland and then wrap it around the entire wreath frame. Once the frame is completely wrapped, we're going to layer on the greenery picks, and you want them evenly spaced. What I did is just stick the entire pick into the wire in the frame under the green garland, and I flipped it over and just bent back the pick itself. I did have to secure some of these with floral wire, and you may need to as well. So just space the greenery picks evenly around the entire frame until they're all attached. Now you can add whatever you like, but I wanted to add these wood beads, so I strung them onto a piece of twine and I created two garlands with the beads that I had on hand. Using the twine makes it easy to just tie this onto the wreath frame. I also decided to add some wood letters. These are the ones from Dollar Tree, and these are easy to add just using some hot glue. I love the simple look of this wreath, and the wood beads just give it such a cozy vibe. Next, I made a yarn tassel tree, and I'm showing you this dowel, but I didn't end up using it for this DIY. But I will show you how to make a tassel, which is what you will need for this DIY. And a tassel is very simple to make. You'll just need a square or rectangular piece of cardboard or hard object. This is just a cutting board, and you'll want to wrap the yarn as many times as you want to get the desired thickness of your tassel. Then you'll take a smaller piece of yarn, tie off the top, and just slide it off your cardboard or whatever you're using, and just double knot that so it's secure. Go ahead and cut the loops at the bottom, and take a second smaller piece of yarn to tie off a small portion at the top, just to create a small tassel head. And just trim off any excess. Once you have your tassels created, you can use some clear string to attach them to the dowel like this, but I didn't really like how they hung, so I took a piece of plywood that I had in the garage and attached all my tassels using hot glue. And here's how it looks hanging in my kitchen. Again, this is super cozy and simple for Christmas. Next, I have 3 different types of ornaments. This first one is using Dollar Tree's air dry clay, which I tried for the first time and it worked really well. All you have to do is take a small piece. You'll want to mold it just a little bit to soften it up. And then I took just a marker and rolled this out to flatten it and used an empty ribbon roll to cut out a circle. Then I used the end of a pen to create another circle for hanging. And this does need 24 hours to dry. And I have this one here that it's been a couple of days since this one was dry, so the color does change. And these are paintable, so I like that. And I did use some chalk paint to paint mine. This is Merlot. It's a Waverly chalk paint, so if you're interested in that color, that's what that is. And this one is just 1 coat, but I did paint 2. And just to jazz these up a little bit, I cut pieces off of this glittered leaf stem and use hot glue to attach it. And just because I had to be extra, I made a little hanger using some more wood beads tied onto a piece of twine. For my second ornament, I used the Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower woodblock game, and I created a little frame using some wood glue and attached them to create a little square frame. So to get a perfect square, you'll want to alternate them just like this. So I added wood glue just to the ends of the pieces and used some masking tape to keep it in place while the glue dried. To hang these, I added a little eye hook, and these are the ones from Dollar Tree that come in the picture hanging kits. And I am going to add these wood snowflakes using that clear string again, and I just tied it onto the top of the snowflake and tied it around the wood block frame. Here are a couple of other options. I tied a few of the Dollar Tree jingle bells together, and I think that looks really cute. Or for a little bit more of a rustic look, you can add the little mini wood trees that are from Dollar Tree as well, and just glue that into the frame. For my third ornament, these are some scrap wood pieces that I just cut the ends off at an angle to create a little wood house. These are about 2.5 inches tall. And all I did for this was use some scrap vinyl to cut out some words. I cut the words joy and believe. And this is a great use of those little scrap pieces of vinyl that you just don't want to get rid of. So once my words were cut out, I just transferred those onto the wood blocks. I did drill a hole at the top of these so that I could hang them. I did not show that though. And this third one says peace, which I actually shared a IGTV video over on Instagram on how I used the Cricut infusible ink to transfer the word onto this. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out on Instagram. And here are all three of my ornaments. This next Christmas project is a simple Dollar Tree DIY using their snowflake ornaments. I used 4 packs of these, and for each little snowflake wreath that you'll see here, I glued 8 of the snowflakes together, and I positioned them in a way that the hole for hanging does not show except on one of them, so that I could use my clear string to attach. And once I had all my pieces arranged, I used my hot glue to secure them together. And once I had all 3 of my mini snowflake wreaths, I used some metallic spray paint to paint them gold. So I did go ahead and use this clear string to tie to the top of each wreath and tie them to a frame, which is sitting on my mantle. Next, I have some wood houses made from scrap wood 2x4s and some plywood that I had in the garage. I cut the roof on these by marking the center and just using a ruler to create the angles. And once I had those drawn on, I took these over to my miter saw and just adjusted the saw until I found that angle to cut the roof. So I went ahead and sanded this smooth and again used some scrap vinyl in my Cricut, and I found some images in Cricut Design Space of some simple windows, so I cut those to size and placed them on 2 of the houses. Here's one with 4 windows, and this one has 2 larger ones, and then the tallest one I just left plain, but to give it a little something extra, I added these mini green wreaths. So I'm using these to decorate that space that a lot of us have above our kitchen cabinets. And it looks really cute with these other houses that are from Target Dollar Spot and a few little tinsel trees. This next DIY is an easy ornament garland. You've probably seen this before, but I wanted to do this very simply, so I used some of this wired tinsel, and this is super simple. You're just going to string the ornaments onto the tinsel. I just put them on in a random pattern. I didn't do anything specific here. So once you have the first 4 or 5 ornaments on, you're going to want to twist that wired tinsel onto itself so that it's secure and the ornaments don't fall off. And then just string on the rest of your ornaments and twist on another piece of tinsel when you're getting close to the end. I've seen this done with just regular floral wire, and it just seems a lot harder to keep up with a long piece of wire. So I think this is just a simple, easy way to do it. And you can make this as long as you need, and even just tie it into a circle if you wanted to make a simple wreath. So this is not where it's going to end up, but I styled it on my mantle and it just looks so pretty. And that's it for my easy Christmas decor ideas and decor DIYs using wood. I hope you found some inspiration for your Christmas decor, and if you stay to the end, I would love if you leave a hammer emoji and let me know which DIY was your favorite. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. And as always, thanks for watching.